Bali, as well as, the artistry that comes from there, as well as really nice gemstones. So we are going to get the party started here. Welcome to the live stream. If you're watching from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, thank you for tuning in. Those of you that are watching from YouTube, we've recently expanded onto the YouTube platform. Woo! So that, if you have a friend or family member you've been telling about Shop LC, but they don't necessarily have access to us for whatever reason, they can always go on their smart TV, download the YouTube app, and then look up Shop LC so that they can click on the icon and poof, we come up like magic. I really like, though, the YouTube app because it comes up in, I think it comes up in HD. If not, you can always look for us on your smart TV, and you can look for the Shop LC Live, which is, you can watch the live TV show, which runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then the live stream is going to be twice a day. We do one at 10 a.m. until noon, and then we do another one right now from 2 to 4 p.m. Central Time.
But starting, at least for today, we're
Yes.
going to do a third one from 6 to 8.
Is that right? So we're going to kick off a new one, a third one for today only. I don't want to, make any promises that I can't keep, but apparently we're going to do another live stream from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Time. So you have to tune in for that. Shout out to Margie from Arkansas. What is up, Margie? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Now you're going to want to stay tuned as long as possible because this 2-hour show goes by quickly. I've got a lot of handmade 925 sterling silver pieces, including the one I'm wearing around my neckline, including the hoops that I'm wearing. I've got also a beautiful ring. All of these pieces are done on the island of Bali, manufactured by a team of artisans who have been doing, this for centuries. Obviously they haven't been doing it for centuries, but the Bali artisans, their techniques and everything that they do in terms of making things by hand has been done for centuries. And I love the art form of manufacturing jewelry. In some cases, just like anything else, you have things that can be mass produced, right? You can have machinery that, it's just like mining. Oftentimes, if you watch the show, I'll get into miners that do things using old school chisels and hammers and techniques that were used back in the day. They still do it because of how gentle they need to be with certain rock and rough and areas in different parts of the world. And then there's some companies that have come in and they mass produce, they excavate, they bring in the big old bulldozers, and they get the ground, cracked up and start excavating. So there are different techniques that have to be used in order to mine gemstones as well as in order to manufacture. Very similar to when somebody's manufacturing a vehicle. There's certain parts of the vehicle that can be mass produced probably through like a conveyor belt. But for the most part, a lot of these cars need to go through different processes to ensure that some of the stitching is done properly, right? If the stitching has to be done by hand, if there's added detail that the manufacturer wants to use, usually you have a team of people that are doing things by hand. So I want you to imagine that every single piece of jewelry in the next 2 hours will be handmade, artisan crafted by the artisans on the island of Bali. And I don't want you to think, because the reason why I keep repeating myself is because oftentimes there will be designers that have gone to the island of Bali. There have been designers that have gone to, different parts of the world to get inspiration, right? Because these places on earth are some of the most beautiful, some of the most peaceful, some of, people call it their happy place often, right? I've never gone. In fact, if you're watching and you've been to the island of Bali, please shoot me a quick message in the chat. Shout out to Helen. Hi, Helen. Helen says, love Bali. Helen, have you been to Bali? Are you kidding me? Now, I don't know if you've seen footage of Bali. There are a lot of people that have traveled there recently because of social media. You see a lot of people kind of sharing their journeys and their voyages to find peace in life, to just, have that place where they can decompress and reinvent themselves. And Bali tends to be a place that a lot of people gravitate towards because of the culture, the people, the peace, the meditation, all that good stuff. So I am so glad that we have the chance and have had the chance to feature Bali pieces for quite some time. Shall we get the party started? let's do this because I've got a lot of really great looking pieces that can be considered unisex or can be worn by, women and whomever else. I mean, this is all about providing you with things that are very neutral. Some pieces are a bit more masculine than others. I'll point that out. But obviously, at the end of the day, it's up to the person. So, first Bali piece. Oh, never JT. Okay, Helen. So you've watched the other networks who a lot of times, and we've done the same. We've actually traveled. Actually, my good friend Katie, who's one of the hosts here. It's funny. We were competing about 2 or 3 years ago, right before, Right before COVID, we had traveled. We sent a team to travel to Bali. And she had first dibs because a few years back, I think I went to China and then it was her turn to travel. So I was like, no, I'm going to Bali. She was like, I'm going to Bali. So we were like back and forth. Of course, she landed, the opportunity to go to Bali along with Marva. Marva's another one of our hosts here at Shop LC that got to travel and meet the artisans on the island of Bali. And it's incredible because these people have so much passion for what they do. Manufacturing jewelry by hand is a dying art. This is not something that a lot of people kind of grow up wanting to get into. It seems as though this new generation is into technology, they're into IT, they're into being influencers. All these people have a different direction that they want to go in instead of, carrying the torch and carrying on tradition and continuing on in their mom or their dad's footsteps. And it is what it is. As parents, we hope that if we have probably a family business, I'm sure that a lot of us hope that our kids will take on the business. We're trying to create a legacy, but at the end of the day, we can't make anybody do anything they don't want. And so we're finding that a lot of the new generation, they want to go in their own direction. And it's the same for the Bali artisans. When we interview them, one of the things that they had mentioned is very few of the children that have come along after them are getting into this kind of stuff. The art form of making jewelry is very much like a painter. When a painter is super creative, they're able to put that creativity on a canvas, on a paper. Sometimes they use paint brushes, sometimes they use pens, pencils, all that good stuff. But for the most part, they're able to put their art form onto, something that a lot of us get to appreciate. And I feel like the artisans on the island of Bali, they do the same. Here's what I really love, though. I love the fact that artisan crafted jewelry is not something that just stays in your home. And when people finally come to visit your house, they get to see it, right? We get to admire all these beautiful art pieces in our home, or portraits or paintings or sculptures. But at the end of the day, we don't take them with us. They have to stay behind, which we all kind of are okay with. But at the end of the day, imagine being able to wear beautiful pieces of artwork that are handmade by artisans, and you get to kind of be that expressive, person that rocks this beautiful jewelry that a lot of people embrace and appreciate. So I'm looking forward to getting into our first piece. We're going to start off with a bracelet. We have this beautiful link style bracelet that's going to be up for grabs here. Now we have some matching pieces that coordinate nicely. Good. Yes, we've done, Helen, we have done video footage on how it's made. Every single artisan has their own station. A lot of them specialize in something specific like hand mill graining or strooning, or remember, silver is a really great metal because it's malleable. Silver tends to be the metal that a lot of, just designers in general gravitate towards because there's so much that they can do with 925 sterling silver if given the right tools. And so the Bali artisans definitely have all the right stuff. They have the techniques that have been used for generations. They have some old school, literally primitive tools that they've been using since day one. It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Don't try to rewrite the wheel, or what is it? Rewrite the wheel? No, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. But when we started getting involved with these artisans many years ago, we found that they put together these beautiful pieces that are simply captivating. They are captivating. And we want to be able to provide you with that type of captivating jewelry, but at a much more affordable price point. Do other home shopping networks feature Bali? Absolutely. Are some of the designs inspired by Bali artisans? So in a lot of cases, what will happen is some of these home shopping networks will travel there to show you where they got the inspiration from. But there's an actual designer who puts these pieces together and may work with Bali artisans or may work with another type of, design team that puts it together for them. So just keep that in mind as you're looking around, because even though they show you footage of Bali, it may not necessarily be made on the island of Bali the way that our pieces are. So we put in some tall orders. We request for these artisans to, provide us with a certain level of creativity and exclusivity. We also provide them with instruction in terms of, bracelet, necklace, earrings. We don't want to limit the artisans to what they do, but there are times where we introduce gemstones as well. Today, we're not going to feature any of those pieces that really have a lot of gemstones. Today, it's all about the precious metal. It's all about the 925 sterling silver. The only one that I do have with a gemstone is quite beautiful. Look at that. So this is going to be a labradorite, and it is a pin. Okay, so it's a brooch. The labradorite also turns into a pendant. So if you see back here, you're going to have an open area. You see the holes here that you'll be able to put your chain through, so you can transform this from a brooch or a pin into an actual pendant that you can wear around your neckline. So you've got a lot of options when it comes to this style, but that's going to be later on in the show. First things first, this one here. Now, just like any other live stream, the good news is you get a 25% discount. If you spend $50 or more, you save on shipping, so free shipping and handling. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to give you the final low price with the 25% coupon, as well as the new updated budget payment option. Because remember, here at Shop LC, we offer you the in-house payment plan. So anytime you shop with us, if you don't necessarily want to spend the entire amount up front, you can always use budget pay. And I think a lot of people really appreciate budget pay here because there is no credit check. So we don't go back in time and say, oh, well, you messed up, or, you didn't make a payment, or whatever it is. We give you a clean slate. And as long as you have that first payment on a major credit card, you put that down. We'll charge you for the taxes that apply in your state. We'll ship it out to you. You'll have a 30-day window to decide on whether or not you want to keep it. And if you don't love it, you can always send it back. If you do love it, you'll continue to make the consecutive payments depending on the duration of that budget pay. Okay? So in this case, it's a 5-month payment plan. Let me go ahead and grab my calculator so you know what to expect. And I'm going to break this down. Here's what's amazing. First of all, notice that you have quite a bit of texture in the links. This is chunky jewelry. With Bali artisans, we don't, there's no compromising when it comes to Bali. We want to make sure that the Bali artisans do what they do best, which is using 925 sterling silver in a way that most people don't have an opportunity to use it in. So I want to show you this clasp here because I love the detail in what they provide us with. It's not a teeny tiny clasp. The clasp is a lobster claw, but you see how large that is. So if I bring that around, I pull the lever, and then boom, put it right into the other side of the bracelet. You've now locked it in place. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the perfect style bracelet. Another thing I wanted to point out here is that it could be unisex. The good news is with this style, which a lot of artisans have started doing, is creating pieces of jewelry that are neutral. It's not too feminine, it's not too masculine, it's neutral. So when you see the design, a lot of people would pick it up and say, ooh, I like that. I want to get my hands on it. I'd love to wear something like this, especially something heavy. For me, jewelry is like furniture. I'll be honest with you, I love a heavy piece of jewelry, especially when we're dealing with precious metal or gold. The issue becomes, at least in my experience, that when you start looking at the heavier pieces of jewelry, what ends up happening is you spend more money. So this is, it's a 20-gram bracelet. It's a 20-gram bracelet. So the bracelet on the wrist looks like this. Isn't that beautiful? And Margie, congratulations. I'm glad that you had a chance to get that shop one. So if you are watching on Instagram or Facebook, in order to bring up any of the items that we are presenting you with during the live stream, you're going to put the word shop and then we're going to go in consecutive order by number, right? Shop 1, shop 2, shop 3, shop 4. So you'll put that in the comments section, hit the send button, that item will come up on screen, and you'll have the chance to work your way through all the stats, all the details. So this one is free shipping and handling. You do get the 25% discount. Listen to this. The 25% discount takes you from $159.99 all the way down to $119.99. So I'll round up. I'll call that $120. So you are now paying for 20.8 grams minimum, because keep in mind, I have the 6.5 inch. We also have the 7 1/4, and we have the 8 inch. The longer the length, the more precious metals added, the more links have to be added in order to make the bracelet longer. We're going to include all the different lengths in one auction at the same low price. So no matter what length you decide to go with, 6.5, 7 1/4, or 8 inch, the price remains the same. We have it listed at $159.99, but since you are joining us during the live stream, we're going to offer you a 25% discount today. Isn't that awesome? So with the 25% discount, you're at $119.99. The budget payment option. Now, you always want to look for this because the duration of the budget pay can differ from piece to piece. So sometimes we do a 2-month payment plan. Sometimes we do a 3 month. Sometimes it's 4. Sometimes it's 5. So it really depends on the piece. Good news. This one is a 5-month payment plan. So you would take the 25% discount, get your new number, which is $119 instead of $159. I'm going to divide that by 5 to let you know what you're going to pay today. If you're interested in buying it, we'll ship it out to you, and then you'll have that 30-day window. Once the 30-day window expires, you now own the piece. Your second payment will come out this time next month. Guess how much? $23.99 to get this beauty home. $23.99. That's all you have to pay today. Obviously, any taxes that apply in your city, you're going to pay for that. But shipping and handling, since you are buying something that is $50 or more, is free. So you're not going to have to pay anything for shipping and handling either. So this is that free shipping piece. This is that one piece, ladies and gentlemen, that you're going to have the chance to buy without having to worry about, first of all, in terms of the gram weight. Hold on, let me put this on real quick. DJ, are you able to help me with this one?
Yeah.
And usually I'm able, let me see if I can do it this way, DJ. Hold on, let me see. So I'm a lefty, and I'm always putting things on, while we're on. Oh, there we go. Okay. DJ, I think I got it. I think I got it. Bam! Just like that. So one of the things that you'll find about jewelry, and I'm sure you probably feel like I do, there is a time when I'm putting on jewelry where I'm looking for my husband to help me put it on. Right? There's certain things that if you're trying to wrap it around the wrist because you have the closure, I'm either using my teeth in my mouth, which I shouldn't. Don't tell my daughter that. I'd kick her, her tail if she did it. And then, of course, Mom was saying on TV or live stream that I would do it. But either way, the point is that with this style, once you get the hang of putting on these bracelets, you can actually hang it over the wrist in a way that gives you access to the clasp from the other side. And I was literally able to connect it from one side to the next. So I was able to do that easily. And the only reason why is because I've been doing this for, 18 years. We just celebrated 18 years. I was here when we launched the network. I helped launch the network. And so I'm fortunate enough to have had the experience of putting on this jewelry for 18 years. So it's like you better be an expert, right, by this time. But no, this is beautifully done. One of the things that I love about Bali is that they have the oxidation process. So it looks very antique. You can always polish up the silver if you wanted to. Jewelry cloths will help you polish it in a different way, but I always suggest that you keep it as is. It has this oxidized finish, which gives you an old world kind of antique feel. That's one of the reasons why people are attracted to Bali. $23.99 per month if you're interested. Classic link style design. And I don't mean classic like something you see on a regular basis, but more so classic when it has to do with the Bali artisans. They specialize in every single link having a bit of texture throughout the entire bracelet. And even that lobster claw clasp, which is a really nice size, has added detail and texture throughout the bracelet. So if you're interested, you have the option of obviously taking advantage, but don't forget we have the different lengths available so that you can shop accordingly. Not everybody's going to wear an 8-inch, and not everybody's going to wear a 6.5-inch. So we have the 8-inch, we have the 6.5-inch, but we also have the 7.25, right in between. If you're wondering, well, what in the world is my size? You may want to get your sewing kit out. Oftentimes in the sewing kit, we have those, measuring tapes where we can measure our bust, we can measure our waist, we can measure our arms. You know what it is, ladies, when we're trying to, keep track of our weight and things like that. This gives you an opportunity to take advantage of the different lengths. So if you get that measuring tape and you wrap it around your wrist, where it stops, obviously you want to go a little bit larger than that size. That way you don't have anything that's too snug on the wrist. So for me, I actually am wearing the 7.25. I have the 7.25-inch out here, which I think I'd probably go with the 6.5 just because of the way I like to wear my jewelry. But it's up to you. Bottom line is, it's on sale. The original price is $159.99. That's the listed price. You get the discount, the 25% off, which takes you down to $119.99. So we'll round up $120 for this one. It is 20 grams. 20 grams of 925 sterling silver, 20.8 to be exact. That's for the 6.5-inch. Obviously, the 7.25 is going to be just over 21. And then, of course, the 8-inch will probably be closer to 22 grams. All you're paying is $119.99. Hope you have the chance to get in on that. We are going to keep moving. Now, I wanted to give you a heads up, too, on this. The 6.5, we only have 3. 6.5-inch, we only have 3. The 7.25, we have 23. And the 8-inch, we only have 2 of those bracelets. So if you love what you see, make sure you snag the Bali legacy pieces because they are limited edition pieces. We don't have very many to go around. And you have a 30-day money-back guarantee. At least get those pieces home. So you have the chance to touch it, feel it, try it on, make sure you love it. If you don't, you can always send it back to us. All right, coming up next, we are moving on to a necklace. Now, the necklace is designed pretty much the exact same way. This is the matching Bali Legacy necklace. Look at this good-looking necklace. Now, ladies, I'm not saying that you're going to wear this 24/7, but I'm also not saying you wouldn't wear it 24/7. I mean, some of you would rock, Bali Legacy all day, every day. For some of you, it's going to be your favorite collection. This is one that I love because it's chunkier, it's heavier, and again, it's unisex. Talk to me, DJ. What we got?
No,
anything?
I think they kind of messed up because there's a bundle and save. What? Actually, no, never mind.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bundle and save.
It's
yes.
just for some reason on the bracelet.
It's not showing up on the bracelet?
They put a different chain on the bracelet.
Okay, so the bundle and save is available when you look up the chain.
Yeah.
When you look up the bracelet and you look for the bundle deal, so some of you are like, what are you talking about, Jessica? What's a bundle? So a bundle deal, because we manufacture in-house, if you didn't know and you're tuning in for the first time to our live stream, Shop LC is a manufacturer and has been for over 45 years. Okay? About 18 years ago, 2007, our chairman and CEO had a vision. He said, you know what? I want to be able to offer everyday people like myself an opportunity to own rare and exotics, to own gemstones that people dream about, but we want to give them access to it. We want to be that one-stop shop where instead of them having to go through the other stores when our designs finally hit the market, it's through another retailer, another brick and mortar store. Now you get to buy factory direct. So you watch our show, we manufacture it, we bring it to the shows, we bring it to the live streams, we bring it to our websites, and you have the chance to buy factory direct. So in order to save the maximum amount of money, we've got to cut out all the middlemen and women involved. It is what it is. It's the classic kind of world we live in, right? There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and at the end of the day, by the time it ends up on the shelves, other people have to get paid. Well, when you shop with us, you're buying directly from the manufacturer. So check this out. This deal, because we decided to make a necklace to go with it, is a bundle deal. The bundle deal allows you to save an extra 10%. So when you buy more, you save more, just like most places. That's what they claim, right? So the chain is, the gram weight is amazing. I've got 2 chains on right now. Let me take this off. With the bundle deal, you're going to save the extra 10%. Let me go back up though and let me share with you what you're getting in terms of gram weight, all the details. So this is a 48.6 gram or 48.8 gram, 20-inch chain. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I mean, that is a va-va-va-voom. So with or without the bracelet, you have a fantastic style necklace. I'm going to come in a bit so you have the chance to see this. Look. Isn't that nice? So the link is done the same way as in the bracelet. They're the same style of link. Every other link has the, that kind of textured finish. You also have the lobster claw clasp, which is done the exact same way. Let me swing that around. Here it is. There's your lobster claw. So when you take off the lobster claw, you have this beautiful design that has the heft that I was talking about that we want to feel, and you have these perfect links in between that are slightly smaller but create a very unique pattern. So that's the chain. The chain is 20 inches. The chain is 48.8 grams. This is the bracelet. The bracelet comes in the 6.5 inch, the 7.25, and the 8 inch. So the bracelet's going to be 24.85. So 20.8 grams in the 6.5 inch, 22.9 grams in the 7.25, and 24.85 grams in the 8 inch. So the different gram weights, you go heavier with the longer lengths, and you've got one low price that you pay. So here's how the bundle deal works. The listed price for the chain is $259.99. That doesn't include the discount of 25%. So let me get you that price. So with the discount, that takes you down to $194.99 for the chain, right? So $194.99 plus the bracelet at the discounted rate. You put those in your shopping cart, each piece, you get the 25% discount on each piece. But then when you put them in your shopping cart, the bundle applies. You get an extra 10% on top of the 25 on the chain and the 25 on the bracelet. Isn't that nice? That's a lot of savings. And that's the reason why I'm pretty obsessive when it comes to bundle deals. I want to make sure all of you are aware of the bundle deal so you don't miss out on the additional savings. So check that out when you're on our website. See what's available on the website. And if you have any questions about bundle deals, you can always chat with our personal shopper team. They are a team that specializes in the live streams. They have all the information needed in order to process your orders. And if for whatever reason you're online and you're having a hard time finding certain pieces, you can always give them a call. It's going to be 888-835-2237. Okay, that's 888-835-2237. Now, if there are any questions that you have during the show, make sure you shoot me a quick message. In the comments section, whether you're watching on TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram, you can shoot me a comment, and I will be able to answer that question during the live stream. If you are on TikTok, TikTok Shop is a little bit different. You're going to hit the link tree above in order to get into the Shop LC kind of website. Once you do that, you look for the live streaming tab and then the Shop All button. That's going to open you up to everything, the endless possibilities of Bali legacy and what we're featuring. Okay? So let's move on. If I didn't answer a question that you have in your head, please make sure you shoot me that comment so I can get that information to you. As for the little slots, did we want to use those or you want me to just put these aside?
Just put them aside.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. So that's going to be our first two items. What a way to kick off the show, right? Oh my gosh. Okay. So another one of my favorites. Bali Legacy is inexpensive here at Shop LC. Inexpensive. We're not talking about $159, $169 for a ring. Look at this Bali ring. The Bali design, This one is $39.99 with a 25% discount. I can't even believe that price. $39.99 minus the 25%. So you're paying $29.99 for this beauty. You have this very unique kind of a hook, like a knot style design. All of the texture that's in the actual setting wraps all the way around. So you've got a lot of that, kind of like a dragon skin. The island of Bali is known for their artistry, but also their belief in dragons. The dragon is like the protector. The dragon is a symbol of freedom. So they do a lot of that kind of dragon skin style, which is beautifully done by hand. You have 2 layers of silver. So you have the inner layer, which is nicely polished. And then you have that outer layer where the artisan goes to town and creates these beautiful designs that you can wear every single day. Now for me, I love the idea of wearing a star like this on the thumb. But obviously at the end of the day, you can literally wear it on any finger and it look just as good. Middle finger, ring finger, index finger, even on the pinky you can rock a piece like this. So I'm kind of showing that to you so that you know the options you have are based on, or the size that you get rather, is based on where you want to wear the design. I mean, certain designs, you may be somebody who wears like a specific piece of jewelry every single day. Like for me, when I'm not at work, I wear my wedding ring. So I have the wedding ring that my husband proposed to me with, and then I have the wedding ring that he upgraded me with from us here at Shop LC. So if you're into loose diamonds, I went ahead and jumped on those lab-grown diamonds, just as many of you have or you're planning to. And my sweetie pie created an upgrade diamond ring for me that I can wear as an alternate. So the wedding ring is one that I never take off when I'm out and about. So everything else goes on an alternate hand or alternate finger. And typically I don't wear anything aside from my wedding ring on my left hand. So that's just, my thoughts. Obviously everybody's different. So if you don't wear a wedding ring, hey, single, ready to mingle, doing your thing, fantastic. Then you have all the fingers, all the, both your hands that you can work with. But for some of you, you do. You wear a specific ring, maybe something your mom gave you, something you got yourself back in the day, and you wear it all the time. This is one of those designs I believe can be worn every day. When it comes to silver, a lot of us incorporate our precious metal into everyday, looks. And I feel like this, it's 5-star rated, by the way. If you're interested in finding out what people are saying about, some of the pieces you're buying, you can always go to the website. The number here is going to be Shop 3. So this is Shop 3. And this is a really nice everyday Bali Legacy ring. Comes in several sizes and it comes in different styles. So what do I mean by that? They're calling this the Bourbador. So Bali Legacy or the Bali artisans are known for their tulang nagas, their Bourbador chains, the Padians. They're different style chains that they create using certain techniques that are well known. So we're talking about, something that is very old world but still remains on the forefront of what's popular. This is known as the Bourbador. And can we click on the other two, DJs, so we can see what else is available? So I think we have the filigree design. So there is one that says filigree. That one's going to be $29.99. And then your tulang naga is also $29. So the Bourbador is on sale. I think it's listed at $39, but with the 25% discount, you're able to lock in at that $29.99 price point that the other two are listed at in the same area of our website. So just keep that in mind. How do you apply a 25% discount? You're going to use the Live 25 coupon code in the section that says coupon. So you put the word LIVE, the number 25, apply it, boom. It's going to update your shopping cart, discount everything that you buy during the live stream that we have available during the live stream. It'll update it with the 25% discount. And then, of course, you can use Budget Pay. Don't forget to use Budget Pay. So Budget Pay, in this case, is a 3-month payment plan. And this all goes nicely with the style of chain we just featured. So if you were to rock a ring like this, I mean, the artistry and the detail that you're buying today is second to none. We're talking about something heavy, something stylish, something timeless. So you have that available to you at a fraction of the price. And the Bourbador is listed on our website at $39, but because it's part of the live stream show, we're going to discount it just like the other two are on the website. Same area. What happens is because we manufacture sometimes with either different gemstones with the same design, or sometimes we do it in different metals. So let's just say I was doing a gemstone piece. It might be available in rose gold and yellow gold. You'll have the option of taking advantage of that. Sometimes, depending on which one it is, one may be a few dollars extra or a little more, depending on what we add to the design, okay? So in this case, this one's listed at $39.99, but with the discount, you are getting it $29.99. Keep in mind the budget pay. In this case, it's a 3-month payment plan for budget pay, $9.99 per month, so $10. $10 per month, and you get a designer, Bali Legacy, Bourbador. We also have the filigree one, and what was the other one? We did Bourbador, filigree, and Tulung Naga. So you've got the Tulung Naga also available. Any questions on that, please let me know. Stylish, mix and match. That's going to be shop 3. We're going to go ahead and move on to shop 4. We've got a lot of different styles, a lot of different designs, as I mentioned. They are all very unisex-like, okay? There's no, unless, of course, listen, some of these rings are bulky. Like, I don't know that all women would wear this one, okay? This one is more of, I think that's going to be a dragon head. Now, some ladies will rock it. I'm not saying that you wouldn't, but because of the size of the dragon head and the bulkiness, you may not necessarily be into super bulky jewelry. So if that's the case, this one I'm sure is probably labeled as a men's ring anyway, but you're going to have size options as you work your way through the website and choose what you want. All right, so now I'm excited. We have 3 pairs of earrings that are available in one auction, and I think we only have, do we only have the Bourbador?
In studio, yeah. We also have the filigree.
And the Tulung Naga, right? So we have the Tulung Naga and we have the filigree, but the one that's available in the studio, well, all of them are available. It's just the one that's here in the studio with us is going to be your, we said Bourbador, right? Mm-hmm. So this is going to be the Bourbador. I'm going to put these on real quick. Step to the side for just a moment so that I can put them on and you can see them on me and imagine them on you. These are so pretty. $39.99. You are getting that 25% discount. Look at how good. The detail, the design is perfect. You have the shepherd's hook. Okay, really nice style hook that goes right in. I call them hook and goes. I love when, a design is made so that life is easy. You don't have to worry about trying to, figure things out. So all I did was I took the actual shepherd's hook. You have an articulated setting here at the bottom. This is where you have the Bourbador style, so that technique that's used, you see in the earring. Even the detail here that hangs off your ear is going to have a lot of movement, and it's not too heavy for me personally. I can't speak for you, but I'm going to give you some gram weight. Each one is 4 grams apiece. Okay, so we're talking 8 grams total. Now, I do have sensitive skin, and I do tend to, from time to time, I have these moments where if I buy costume jewelry, which I do, I love my costume jewelry, we sell it here. Sometimes costume jewelry pieces, if they're not actual metal, they're mystery metal, they can be a little heavy for me. This is not that. This is 925 sterling silver, so you've got the 4 grams, the detail, but they're quite comfortable. As I come a little bit closer, you could see that it's not stretching my earlobe at all. So sometimes I'll put on an earring and you'll see it kind of stretch out the ear. That's not the case. It's a comfortable fit. You have a little playfulness in the dangle, the movement. I love the way the Bourbador, whichever one you decide to get, whether it's the Bourbador, the Tulung Naga, or the filigree, they're all going to face forward. So it's not the type of hoop that I just had on that sits to the side like this. Okay, this design is obviously going to face forward. So you have the framing of the face, you have that beautiful, kind of dangle and movement. They're not over the top. If you're curious to know what the length or the height is on the earring, I'll go ahead and get those measured here on set. So these are going to be about 2 inches from top to bottom, just under that. So we're talking 1.75 inches from top to bottom. 1.75 inches from top to bottom. If I were to measure it across, we're talking about 1/4 inch, just over that at about 1/3. So you have a nice dangle, nice height, and then you also have a nice width because they had to add all that extra detail in order to finish it just the way they wanted to. That oxidized finish, again, we talked about the oxidation process. It's a technique that they use to kind of create the antique feel. It has the old world feel. These are $39.99, and you have options to get in on the others. The filigree, the Tulang Naga, and the Bourbador are all up for grabs for $29.99 when you use that coupon code. So the budget pay, in essence, will be about $10 per month if you decide to get any of these Bali Legacy pieces. I'll give you one last look. Again, 1.75 inches from top to bottom. And if you buy more, you save more. So what will happen is when you're on the website, it's going to ask you to select the different patterns that you're interested in. The more you buy, the more you save. So those coupons will apply on top of the 25% discount you're getting already. So, that's the great thing about the live stream. We select items that you have a chance to take advantage of, and those selected items will feature, in some cases, matching pieces or different options where we'll give you a chance to save more if you love the look, but you wanted the different styles in the same look. You'll have to check that out. If you have any questions about that, make sure you let our customer care team know. They'll be more than happy to assist. Okay? Hope that's helpful. 8 grams though, 8 grams. So not very much. And that's 8 grams between both pieces. So, one ear will have the 4 grams, the other ear will have the other 4. And I think the rest is history. You'll be addicted to a lot of the Bali artisan pieces because of how much detail and how much you get for the money. Next, we're going to get into some cuff designs. We have a butterfly style cuff. And this cuff bracelet is really pretty. Wait till you see the detail on this. 64.4 grams. 64.4 grams of, wow. It blows my mind that you can actually get a bracelet like this with this kind of weight and this much silver with this kind of detail. I've got a surprise for you. So one of the things that I love about Bali, or teaming up with Bali artisans, is that they have come up with ways to incorporate some of the technology and the designs that we use in certain pieces into theirs. So what do I mean by that? I don't know if you're anything like me, but bangle bracelets and cuff style bracelets can be hard for me to find in the right size. Okay? So what happens is with bangle bracelets or cuff bracelets is you have to use, the bracelet in a way that, especially if it's bangle, if it's too small to go over the knuckle, but you can wear it over the wrist, then you have an issue where you're like, okay, how do I get it open? How do I do this? You'll have to use like a technique with a plastic bag. Oh, I've got some techniques now. You put the plastic bag around your hand, right? You tie it at the top. And then you put a little bit of like a baby oil on there and poof, you could slide it on. That's a technique that I've used in the past. But this is what they've done here. They've created the hinge design to allow you to play around with the bracelet, and you don't have to be concerned about how you're going to wrap it around your wrist, because now you have the little hinge. The hinge is incorporated into the design in such a way that you almost don't even know that it's there. Okay? The hinge moves up and down easily, so when you're putting it on, you can put it on comfortably and you can take it off comfortably without having to be concerned about, it coming apart or losing its shape or retaining its shape. Nothing to worry about. 64.4 grams of 925 sterling silver. Can you imagine? So a troy ounce of silver is going to be about 32 grams. You have 64 grams. Okay? So we're talking about double, 2 times the troy ounce. Beautifully done. Now let me get the measurement here. This one is on sale. Believe it or not, 64.4 grams is only going to cost you. Now the listed price is $339.99, which is a steal. I mean, if you've ever seen just 30 grams, 20 grams of 925 sterling silver, you're well aware of the fact that a lot of times those pieces, especially when it's handmade, Bali or anywhere else in the world, you're going to spend a few $1,000s, at least $899 to $1,200, right? And I'm being conservative because I'm not talking about 30 grams. I'm talking 64.4 grams. And everything is done by hand. Every single aspect of this. You've got the butterflies. You have the flowers. You have all the filigree work. You have more butterflies that come off the, the bangle. Isn't that beautiful? So the measurement, the bangle itself is going to be about 1 inch. 1 inch wide, which is incredible. You've got so many layers of silver here. It blows my mind how much detail is added to a bracelet like this. So here it is on the wrist. Easy to put on. I'm rocking it. Now, does it come in different lengths here? This is 7 1/4, but this is much larger than 7 1/4. Those of you that wear 7 1/2 inch, you're good to go. If you wear a 8 inch, you're good to go. Seriously. 7 1/4 is the size that I can wear. This is a little bit larger than 7 1/4. Okay? Because for me, if this didn't come, because it doesn't come in a 6 1/2 inch, this bracelet I personally wouldn't wear. Okay? Only because it doesn't fit me all the way. Now, you can give it a little bit of a squeeze on both sides, but you don't want to squeeze too much because now you don't want to take away from the shape, right? You want it to retain its shape. So with cuff style designs, when they're made in silver, you have an option to squeeze in and to pull it out slightly. But in this case, because you have the hinge, it's going to be really easy for you to remove the bracelet because of that hinge design that comes open. So for me, my wrist size is a 6 1/2 to 7 inch. So this is a little bit larger. You see the way it spins on my wrist? If you have a petite wrist like I do, this may not necessarily work for you. But those of you, and I apologize, it's the information that's on screen, 7 1/4, you get 7 1/2, 7 3/4, all the way up to 8 inches from this style of bracelet. All the way up to 8 inches. So this one is $339.99 minus the 25%. You're at $254.99 for 64 grams plus of 925 sterling silver. And all handmade from start to finish. I mean, the filigree work is next level. Every single detail in this bracelet, you know exactly what it is. And the reason why I say that is because in some cases, I don't know if you've ever seen, a dog or, a monkey or whatever it is that they're trying to create. And then all of a sudden you're like, but does it really look like that? Or could it be something else? Now, this is butterfly flowers, okay? You've got butterflies and flowers. So $254.99 divided by 5 because you get a 5-month budget payment option. If you're interested, no credit check, no interest payments. Your new price with the discount and the budget pay is $50.99. We'll round up, $51 per month for 64.4 grams. I can't even believe I'm saying that. And you can see what I'm talking about here. You see the flowers? Flowers. You see the butterfly? There's another butterfly. Let me see, is that upside down? Yeah. So there's another butterfly. I didn't do my pronunciation. Yowzer, 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 mellow, mellow, yellow. But the butterfly design is there. So you have 1 butterfly, 2 butterflies, 3 butterflies, 4 butterflies. So 4 butterflies and several different floral designs throughout the bangle bracelet. This is a work of art. Okay, if you're somebody who really appreciates artistry, you're somebody who appreciates the art form of hand-making jewelry, You're going to go absolutely bananas when you see this. The thickness, all the detail. Remember, the measurement from one end to the next is an inch. So you have a full inch. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a deal. Free shipping and handling. With the discount, we're talking $50.99. I always round up 51 times the 5 because, obviously you're going to make 5-month payments. Or you're on a 5-month payment plan, rather. $254.99 is your price out the door. Can you pay for the entire thing up front? Absolutely. Do you have to make payments? You don't. It's up to you. I always want to give you the option of budget pay because you have an opportunity to make payments without a credit check. You can always buy a 2-year protection plan on your pieces. You're going to also want to check that out. That way, if anything happens to your piece after that 30-day money-back guarantee, we have you protected through a protection plan. Each piece will differ in terms of how much you'll spend on the protection plan. But when you're checking out, that information will be on the right-hand side of the screen. Make sure you check it out, see how much it's going to cost you, and I think you're going to love it. I really do. So the next piece we have, any questions about that, let me know. Who's joining us? Who's joined us on the live stream? Let's see who we got.
Let's see.
Any names here? Okay, so we have Red, we have F. Regos, we have Aquarius, we have Emily, Margie. Thank you guys so much for checking out the live stream here at Shop LC. We are hooking you up today with Bali Legacy, and I want you to stay as long as possible. I'm already into my second hour, my final hour with you, so I'm going to start picking up the pace and just bringing the heat. Every single piece, 25% off, 25% off. Discount, discount, discount. The next piece we have up for grabs is that labradorite piece. Remember I talked about the labradorite being either a pendant that you can wear around the neckline or a brooch or a pin, right? A brooch is a pin, right? The style of, design is going to be a style that's going to transform from one design to the next simply because of what they added in the back. So this is all silver. This is all silver. This is 46 carats in the labradorite. And the silver, do we have any gram weight listed in the silver?
Let's see.
I don't know. We'll have to double check for you. Open up the specifications. That's labradorite though. 29.87 grams. So 29, so you're about a troy ounce, again, of silver. The way they designed it. So when I show it to you from this side, you see the raised, that opening is going to become where you put the chain in. So this is your bail if you decide to wear it as a pendant. If you did, it's going to sit up like so, and now you're rocking a beautiful labradorite pendant peacock style. This is the peacock. The fancy pear cut is a labradorite gemstone. So this was what I was talking about. We have the opportunity to do with Bali Legacy. Bali artisans don't always have access to gemstones. They've teamed up with us here at Shop LC to provide you with beautiful gemstone pieces along with the details. Did you notice the other gems? These are all sky blue topaz. They are bezel set. You have 16 sky blue topaz gems. Size on this one? Phenomenal. Phenomenal. From top to bottom, we're talking about 4 inches from top to bottom. Nearly 4 inches in the peacock design in the height. And then if I measure it across, you have about 2 inches across. So again, 2 by 4 is basically what you have. 29 grams of precious metal and 46 carats of genuine gemstones, including the bezel set labradorite and the bezel set sky blue topaz throughout the feathers of the peacock. Isn't that a beautiful creature? Remember, peacocks in some cultures are protectors. In fact, our parent company, the manufacturing facility, we're based out of India. And I've had a chance to go to India four times, fortunate. And every time I've experienced something new, and the first time I went, I loved it because I saw little monkeys running around just freely. I knew that I shouldn't get too close to them, I've seen, some of these videos on social media where the monkeys steal things from people. They're smart. But another thing that I saw was there were the peacocks that were out and about. And what's interesting about peacocks is how loud they are. And they can be vicious, these birds, these little creatures. They use them instead of dogs in some cases. They use them as the animal that alerts the person who is on the premises to let them know that there's an intruder. So they're quite loud, they're quite active, they're quite aggressive, and they're beautiful. They're beautiful. Their feathers are iridescent. The male is the one that is extravagant. That's how he attracts the females. The females are pretty blah. But it is what it is. There are a lot of creatures that the males, they kind of have to have these tactics in order to lure the next wife that they have, right, that they're going to mate with. And so that's the peacock. This is going to be the male peacock. Once he opens up all these feathers, poof, that's the way to attract the lady, and hopefully he'll win some hearts. But it's a beautiful brooch. If you have any family members that collect pins and brooches and things like that, what a great design. Nice size too. So this was $219.99 on sale with the 25% discount. It's going to put you at $164.99. $164. But remember what you're getting. You're getting a dual design. You're getting 2-in-1. You have the pin here, which you are able to open up. See the pin, the needle? Okay, so that pin runs nice and long from one end to the next. Then you're going to put that pin right back down in place. Make sure I got it in right. It hooks, and voila, stays right in place. You've got that hook in place. And then the design team went ahead and added the bail to the top here too, so that you can put a chain through the opening and wear it on the neckline with a different style of chain. So that's an option. With the budget payment option, $164.99. It's a 5-month payment plan. Whoa, we're talking $32.99. So remember what you're getting. 46 carats of genuine gemstone, not just in the labradorite, but you also have the bezel set topaz. And then you have nearly a troy ounce of silver that's being used to create the design and all the detail. I mean, there's no mistaking what this bird is. This is a peacock, and it is a beauty. So that's going to be up for grabs. Again, final price with your 25% discount, $32.99 per month. If you use budget pay, if you want to pay for it outright, $164.99. That's a great buy. That's a great buy. Especially, when you start thinking about people that have everything and, somebody collects brooches. And brooches can be worn too with your scarves and things like that. I love incorporating the brooches that I purchased from us here at Shop LC with scarves when the fall and the winter hits. So you're able to use those when you're tying scarves, and you can also use them on your lapels. You can use them on hats. There's a lot that you can do with different styles. All right, coming up next, we have a carved bone Bali Legacy bracelet. Oh, oh my gosh. The detail on this. Now, we have video footage of how this is made. Bali Legacy is known for, again, the details. This is ox bone, okay? The bone of an ox. The ox is not sacrificed. We're talking about, and most of these cultures embrace animals. They don't, animals are not sacrificed ever, and I love that. In fact, when I went to India, when I've gone to India, you've got cows hanging out on the side of the road just chilling. You've got dogs running around, and everybody's just, nobody messes with them, so it's pretty interesting. But in celebration to pay homage to that animal after it passes on, they do use the bone of the animal to carve beautiful sculptures that people can wear in honor of that creature. And so this is the ox bone, and this is the crescent moon or the half moon design, and it's a cuff bracelet. This bracelet is not designed like the first one that I showed you. This cuff is a true cuff without a hinge. So the thing that I like about this true cuff is with the true cuff design, you're going to be able to hold the top of the gem, any gemstone pieces that are at the top, and you'll give it a squeeze, okay? You're squeezing and holding at the same time. That way you don't move anything. But look at the way it fits me now. So I'm able to squeeze all the way in on both sides. That way I get a better fit on the bracelet and I can adjust as needed. So in this case, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half moon, crescent moon designs. All of these represent the Bali culture. The Bali artisans enjoy using the crescent moon and the faces that represent the different goddesses. And this is the goddess of peace, the goddess of serenity, the goddess of hope. You have all that oxidation throughout the bracelet, so you have that darker kind of background. You have bezel set gemstones throughout too. Those are blue topaz. And your carat weight is coming from the blue topaz. The carved bone is not done using carat weight, obviously, right? It's just the detail. But I love the face of serenity. So what I'm doing here is, and you want to do this carefully when you're taking off the bracelet, you're just going to give it a little bit of a tug on both sides so it slides off. But you want it to retain its shape, so you don't want to like pull on one side and pull on the other. Just a little bit of stretch, a little bit of give. This provides me with enough space. If you need more space to bring it out and open, you're going to tug on it just a little bit. Now I'm able to put it on. See how it's loose on me right now? It's not closed. But what I was saying was you're going to hold on to the top. You're going to bring it in because all of us are different sizes. So with silver, silver's malleable. You're going to give it a nice little kind of a push, a squeeze. And now I have a different fit. Now that fits me better than it did before. And now I'm able to comfortably wear the bracelet and not have to worry about it moving around too much, which I love. Okay? No. I mean, so $269.99 is the list price. But remember, you're getting the 25% discount. So that puts you at $202.49 for the bracelet. $202.49 for the bracelet. And that's going to be a lot of gram weight in silver. Let me give you some breakdown here, and I'll also measure the setting in case you're curious to know how wide the actual setting is. So you have the 5 pieces of carved bone. If I measure across, we're measuring it right at about an inch. Actually, you're at 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4 of an inch in width on the bracelet. The carved moon, that design is coming in height at about 3/4 of an inch as well. So I'm measuring the one right in the middle. See that? And you have 5 of those throughout. Nicely polished on the inside. I've got the tag in there, but all of that nicely polished and finished. And the blue topaz carat weight, you have 8 blue topaz gems. Those are going to be sporadically placed throughout to give it balance. They also have quite a bit of filigree work. Again, oxidation is that darker kind of finish that they add to the silver to give you that old world feel. And then we'll go all the way to the bottom so we can get some gram weight here. Gram weight, not listed. But I'll tell you from experience, this is definitely going to be a minimum of 15 grams. You put this on the scale. Do we have scales in here?
No, we don't.
We should get one. Maybe write a little note to Jennifer and ask her. I request that. So yeah, this is going to be, if not, we just need to make sure everything has gram weight, especially silver. But this is $269.99 list price, 25% discount when you're watching the live stream here at Shop LC. And then of course you have the 5-month payment plan on this. So divide that by 5. Ooh, you're paying $40.49 per month. $40.49 per month on that. Isn't that pretty? And 8 inches, they did list that properly correct size. It's perfect because, again, you're able to adjust as needed with the cuff design. You give it a squeeze, hold on. Anytime it has gemstones or detail or design, anytime you're squeezing, once you get it under your wrist, you always want to hold on to the top. Be gentle with it. Don't give it too hard of a squeeze. And you're good to go. You can adjust as needed. All right, that's going to be shop number 7. Shop 7 on that one. Next, we have a Bali Legacy Byzantine chain, I think. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Oh, this is nice. The Byzantine chain is up for grabs. We're talking 32.9 grams. So this is a troy ounce Bali Legacy Byzantine. It has just a classic Byzantine. Remember, the Byzantine era is when this started. I mean, we're talking about, I think, thousands of years. I can't even, recall when the Byzantine era was, but it's a long time. But the Byzantine Empire, this is where all the detail and the design started. They would use these different techniques, not necessarily in jewelry, but more so in the artwork that they created as they were building and creating sculptures and buildings and things like that still stand today. So this is the Byzantine style. Let me put it on a bust that's a little better looking than that one. Let's see here. Lobster claw clasp, another unisex design. So this one is 20 inches in length. It has a really nice lobster claw, just like the others have. And you have this, every day. A lot of these chains I find a lot of us will wear on a regular basis. Oftentimes, I like to associate pieces based on how often you wear them. And what I mean by that is sometimes I'll host a high-end segment and we'll have jewelry that is, you wouldn't necessarily wear it to the grocery store. You'd probably wear it to a show or when you're going to a party, some sort of holiday event. But this is every day. This is one of those designs that if you love your white metal, your silver, you're definitely going to be able to put this on a regular basis and get away with wearing it with all your other colored gemstones. Anything else you enjoy wearing, the Byzantine style is going to be good for, right? Anything white gold, anything sterling silver, anything platinum, you can always incorporate your metals. You can also mix and match. Don't be afraid to mix and match now. This one is listed, guess what? A troy ounce, it's $199.99, but you get the discount. Okay, so we're talking $150. There is a 5-month payment plan if you're interested, so we're going to divide that by 5. So $29.99, $30 per month, you get a beautiful Bali Legacy Byzantine style chain. It is 20 inches. Let me know as you're watching what you think about these price points, because I want to know where else you can shop where you can get a minimum of like 20, 30, 40, 50 grams of silver, all handmade, on the island of Bali, anywhere close to this price point. So if you have a brother who embraces stainless steel, white metals, this could be for him. If you have a son who's not necessarily into yellow gold, but he likes his white metals, this could be for him. And then ladies, for those of us that like wearing chunky or significant pieces of jewelry, are you kidding me? That is good looking. We've got it up for grabs at a fraction of the price. Whether or not you take advantage is going to be up to you, but you definitely want to take advantage. Look at that. The detail in the design. Here, let me show you. I'm going to bring this in from a different direction. Show you the front and the back. Let me move out of the way here. But this here is incredibly done. You've got all this great detail throughout the chain. And then, of course, the clasp, the finish on this chain, too, is super well made. It's got that lobster claw. A lot of detail on the front and the back of the lobster. Nice size. Now, with any of these chains, you can always add an extender to the back end of the chain. So if you wanted to, you can make the chain a bit longer. That chain is $29.99 on budget pay if you use the payment plan. Or if you're wanting to pay for it in full with the 25% discount, it's $149.99. Now, the good news is, in order to get the discount, you don't have to pay it in full. You can still apply the discount and then use the budget payment option. So it'll activate, the discount takes you from $199.99 down to $149.99. And then you have the option, ladies and gentlemen, to take advantage of the payment plan. How do you do it? All you have to do is choose the budget pay option. Now, some of you are like, Jess, I don't know how to, shop with you guys. You guys just showed up on my live stream. I tuned in. I've never seen this show before. Welcome to the family. We are Shop LC. We've been in business for manufacturing jewelry for over 45 years, but Home Shopping Network since 2007. This month, actually. We launched the network in April, May, and we all moved here from different parts of the country to help launch the network, and I think we went live in April, if I'm not mistaken, April or May. Either way, we're celebrating 18 years in business on TV, offering you the best deals possible. And it blows my mind the discounts we're able to offer you. This is Shop 8. This is the 8th item that we're featuring. And it is a classic style. Now, if you needed more than 20 inches, you can always get one of our extenders on the website. Anytime you want to add an extender to the back end of a chain, as long as it has the clasp, right? It could be a spring ring, or it can be a lobster claw like this one. You're going to add the extender, and then you'll use one side of the extender to attach to the bracelet and the other side of the extender to attach to the other side of the bracelet. So an extender will allow you to go from 20 inches. If it's a 2-inch, it's 22 inches now. If it's a 4-inch, you have anywhere between, the 20 to the 24. So you've got some options. And I always recommend to our viewers, if at all possible, to use or buy one of our extenders. So you have that option at your leisure or whenever you need it. Because sometimes, depending on the outfit, like for instance, I have a V neckline, but I also have a dress that can button up. So if I wanted to button it up and create a completely different look, I have access to do that. And if I did, I'd probably want to change the length of the chain. So that is an option for you. Okay? With that said, 32.9 grams, Byzantine style, 20 inches. The millimeter size on this one is quite wide. See if I can get that measured real quick. And I'll give it to you in inches. A lot of you are familiar with that instead of millimeter. Some of you go millimeter too, but quarter of an inch wide, okay? Quarter of an inch wide from one end to the next. So you have a really nice size, not just chain in terms of the weight of the chain, but also the width of the chain too. Coming up next, we have a cuff bracelet. Nice cuff bracelet here. This is, oof. All right, so this one here, a bit larger for me personally. If you have a petite wrist, not that it doesn't fit me because I have it on and it's fine. It's not coming off. But the detail and the design is done using the hinge design again, which is fantastic for so many of us that need a little more wiggle room to put the bracelet on and to take it off. It's comfortable this way. This one is on super sale. Boom, 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 boom. Guess how much? $99 list price. But, ladies and gentlemen, you have your 25% discount. Okay, so that's going to put you at about $75. $74.99 for this. And if you buy more, you save more. We've got some other options on our website that are available. You may want to team up and partner with the bracelet, free shipping and handling, even with the discount, and you have a really nice look here. A little bit of squeezing. You can give it a little squeeze, but not too much because of the way it's designed. This one is nice and wide, and you've got silver all the way through. All the way through. Perfectly made here. So 20.65 grams of 925 sterling silver, upgraded hinge mechanism, okay? So it's easy for you to put on, easy for you to take off. This one is Shop 9 if you're interested. And I love the look. I love the way it graduates in size as you work your way towards the front here. It is a cuff design. Instead of it being that cuff that wraps around this way, it's more so a design that's going to face upward and sit right on your wrist like so. So you've got all that detail perfectly, but you see how it's a little loose on me. Not that it's going to come undone because you have the hinge design, but it's just a little bit larger. This one again, this is 7 1/4 inch, but in fact, it's a lot bigger than 7 1/4. This one's going to be 7.5, 7.75, all the way up to 8 inches in this style. Just an FYI on that. $99, people, with the 25% discount, putting you at $74.99. You have a 4-month payment plan if you're interested in using that payment plan. We're talking $18.74 per month. $18.74 for a solid handmade Bali legacy piece. Made on the island of Bali. Beautifully done. With the hinge mechanism, which is always extra for that movement. What does that do? It simple. You're able to wrap it around the wrist a lot easier. You're able to take it off a lot easier than most. Now, if it didn't have that hinge and it was closed all the way, for some of us, it couldn't get over the knuckle, it'd give us a hard time. And even putting it on, you probably wouldn't be able to get it on. But that is not the case with this design. Beautifully made from start to finish. And don't forget to check out everything else we have made available on the website, because when you're buying more, you're saving more. So we do have some options on the website in which you can save a little more money. Okay, you just have to, take a look to see if there's anything you're interested in. And from there, you'll be able to really take advantage of something special. Next. We have, yes. Okay, we have the Bali Legacy Landscape Leaf Ring. This is a really well-made, thicker design, nice and wide, unisex for sure. We have it in sizes 5 through 11, ladies and gentlemen. And this is stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. I'll show you what we have here. Wow. The detail, nice and wide, opened up, highly polished. So this has almost like a mountain, like a mountaintop design. You've got the trees and the leaves throughout. So it's like a little picture they painted using the silver techniques. And this could go on any finger, a little bit large on mine. But that's where the size comes in handy. We have sizes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Do they go by sizes? Like, do they take the host in mind? They keep us in mind and go by sizes?
They used to. They don't really do anymore.
Okay.
A lot of times with Chris, they give him, way too small rings.
But that's Chris, though. What about all the other hosts?
No.
Okay. So we do what we have to do. This is sizes 5 through 11. Again, it's a 5-star rated, too. A lot of people have purchased this one, loved it. Many people enjoying the fact that it is that, again, solid piece of silver. It's 6.1 grams, which is about the gram weight you see in a bracelet, but it's in a ring. You can literally slide it on any finger and it looks just as good. On the pinky, yes. On the thumb, yes. All of it. $39.99 with the discount. You're going to be at $29.99, 25%. That's the discount. And remember, there's always that option of buying more and saving more. So you have to check out what else we have available on the website. Welcome to the Bali Legacy Show live stream. This is Shop LC. If you're just now joining us, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate you tuning in every day. We're hosting 10 to noon Central Time, 2 to 4. And today we're adding a show from 6 to 8 Central Time. So you have to check that out today. So that's a ring that's available in all sizes. We are discounting it. The 25% off takes you from $39.99 to $29.99, and that's what you're looking at here. It almost looks like the Himalayan mountains with the scenery around it, the different mountainous areas. So that is up for grabs at $29. Even though it's handwork, handmade, you're still saving a significant amount of money. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? All right, we're going to keep moving. I have a dragonfly pair of earrings, and we also have the pendant to go with it. So these are 2 items that coordinate beautifully. We'll have to see what that bundle deal comes in at. So the earrings are $29.99 with the discount. These are brand new from the island of Bali. Let's look at that budget payment option. They're about 4.5 grams. So is there a bundle? I wonder if it's on this site or the other.
There is.
So you do have the bundle deal. The bundle deal is available, and both of these are $39.99. Both of them are $39.99, which is nice because A, you're going to get the 25% off each of the pieces, taking you down to $29.99. So that is $60 for both instead of $80. And then the next discount you're going to apply is the bundle deal discount. That bundle deal discount will take you down even lower when it comes to the savings. So you'll have the extra 10% in savings. So 25% off, 25% off, well, 25% off, 25% off. There's the matching pendant. You've got the dragonfly, which represents new beginnings, rebirth, just like butterflies do. And you have the 2 dragonflies in the pendant. The height on the pendant with the bail is going to be about 1 3/4 inch, 1 3/4, or 1 3/4. And then the height on the earring is pretty much 2 inches. 2 inches in the height of the earring. And I'll take the earrings off in just a moment, bring them a bit closer. But I love these. The playful nature of the perfect pair of dangle style earrings is just right. I mean, you have something that is lightweight. So earlier I had another pair of earrings that were a little heavier. These are much lighter. The gram weight on the earrings is 4.5 grams, which means each ear you're going to have 2.25 grams. Nice. I mean, for those of you that like the lighter weight style, boom, you've got it here with this style. The dragonflies, you have the 2 just as you did. I think you do. Let me make sure. Yeah. So you have the 2 in the design just as you did in the pendant. You see the shepherd's hook? Nice movement. Boop. Isn't that nice? Oh my gosh. I love these. These are going to be shop 11 and the pendant is shop 12. Shop 11, shop 12 for the pendant. Now, each piece on our website is listed at $39.99, but you get the 25% discount on both of these pieces, which takes you down to $29.99 a piece. And then you get the 10% discount because you're bundling. You save more when you buy more. This one does not come with the chain. The pendant does not come with the chain. We used a chain in the studio so that I can hold it up and showcase it. But it's a really nice size. The gram weight on the pendant is 3.9 grams. So you have the 3.9 grams. Now remember, the gram weight on the earrings is 4.5 grams, but that's between 2. I just have one on right now. I took the other one off. But you have the 2.25 gram in each ear. Here's the pendant on the neckline. Beauty! That is so pretty. It's a nice size too. Let me get that measured real quick in case you're curious to know what that sits at. I think I measured it just a few seconds ago, but I forgot. Better to be safe than sorry. And the bail, hold on, the bail's flipped over. Let me make sure that's sitting up right. There we go. All right. So with the bail up, you're at just under 2 inches with the bail up. So 1 3/4 inches with the bail up. Nice. And that's the pendant. If I were to measure the earrings, your earrings are going to be the same. About 1 3/4 inches. Okay, not quite 2 inches, but perfect. Any questions on that, please let me know. Holla at your girl. Shop LC live stream is interactive, so if I'm showing something that you're interested in, you have any questions about it, you'll let me know. I can answer them for you. We do have the 25% coupon code available on every single item. We also offer you the free shipping and handling. If an item is $50 or more, every single one of these has been right around there. You have had a few that were, $29.99 if I'm not mistaken with the discounts. Obviously, I'm not too sure if free shipping applies on those. I think they do actually, because you're shopping during the live stream, but I can't be too sure. We'll have to double check on that, if you don't mind. Are we able to put it in the shopping cart and see?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to double check on that live so we can give you a heads up. What I'm doing is, because some of the items were $39.99 with the discount, they go down to $29.99. I want to know if we add it into the shopping cart, do we still honor the free shipping and handling during the live streams? Free shipping and handling is usually available, if you spend $50 or more, but I want to ensure once you're checking out that you have the opportunity. Well, we want to do one quantity, not two, because then that'll put it over 50. There we go. So we're applying the Live 25 coupon code. Let's see what happens.
Seems like it's only for the ones we specifically have in our sheet.
Right, and that's under 50. Can you put the one on our sheet in the shopping cart?
Oh, the one in the shopping cart.
Yeah. So the one on our sheet is the one I want you to put, because I want to know
the free shipping, not the live.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So I'm checking on the free shipping and handling is what I'm doing right now. If you watch our live stream show regularly on our website, you spend $50 or more, you get a discount on shipping. Well, right now, I'm looking to see, after you use the promo code on an item that is less than $50, it applies the discount. I want to know if you're able to get free shipping and handling. That's what I want to know. So that's what we're doing. Okay, get 25% off. Free shipping applied, it said. Is that right?
Yeah, free shipping applied. Yeah.
Good. So you are able to get free shipping and handling even though it's not $50 or more.
Okay.
So you've got the 25% coupon code available. So it takes it to, what, $39? It doesn't say on the side, though.
Yeah, that's weird. Hold on. We'll have to actually put it in.
We'll put it in now. So if you are checking out on our website, if you have any issues with discounts, okay, so there's the $10, so secure checkout, hit that secure, and then let's see what it says. Free shipping, yes, that's good news. So now I know without, having to ask anybody. So what I was just doing, if you're wondering, is all the items that we have available during the live stream show, whether you spend $50 or more or not, you still get the free shipping. What happens is, regularly on our website, if you're not shopping the items on the live stream and you're just going to our website and just, getting whatever you want, $50 or more gets you free shipping and handling. We also have coupon codes available on our website, but you got to spend $50 or more most of the time when you want to get the free shipping. With the live stream, you get free shipping whether you spend $50 or more or not. Okay? So whether you spend $50 or not. Whether you spend $50. Okay, I'm trying to, there's no teleprompter, so I want to make sure I'm being clear. So the ring that we started the show off with, that was $39.99 with the discount $29, you still get free shipping and handling. So you get the 25% discount and the free shipping and handling. There you go. Hope that is good information. That's good for me. I'm excited about it. All right, coming up, we're going to keep moving. I only have about 28 minutes left in the show. That's it. Stick with me. Look what I have. I have the bracelet style design. I have the, I think this is the head of the dragon. Kind of looks like a wolf too. We'll see what they have it listed as. You have the classic style ring that's going to be coming up in silver, Bali Legacy. We'll also be featuring these two styles of chains that will be up for grabs here at the end of the show. Actually, I think it's coming up now. Which one do we have?
Yes, the one with the lion head.
Oh, yes. This is the one I had on earlier. So the lion head design is the one that I wore the entire first half of the show, if you were watching.
And I think I have some of the other heads up there, too. Because there's lion, panther, and dragon.
Oh, so it's the back. All right, so we have the lion head, we have the panther, and we have the dragon. This is the head of the lion. How cool is that? See if I can get you to see that properly. That's the head of the lion. And then you have this really nice, I love the hinge. So the hinge opens up the head of the lion, and it allows you to connect one side to the other. Let me show you. You bring that around. There you go. And boop, right in there. Isn't that nice? Beautifully made. That detail is just next level. Head of the dragon all the way around. You've got the texture throughout. Guess how much this chain is? You're not going to believe it when I tell you. $219.99 with the extra discount, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get you the new amount now. $219.99 minus the 25%. $164.99. DJ! DJ is our producer / director of the show. Are you kidding me right now? 164. You know how much gram weight this is? 59.6 grams. 59.6 grams of Bali artistry. Even the links are done in a way that has lots of texture, even on the side here. Wow. Okay, so if I pick this one up, this one is, so we have the lion. I showed them that. What else do we have?
Panther.
The panther. And what else?
The dragon.
Ah, here's the head of the dragon. Let me show it to you from this way. And then I'll show you the panther. Oh my gosh, look at this dragon head. Look at this dragon head. So the dragon head lifts up. Boop. Okay. You do it from this side. So you're squeezing. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. You see how it opens up? So you're gonna attach it to the other side of the chain. That goes right in. And you have the chain. Bam. Beautifully done. The links on this one, it's a little bit, no, it's the same. It's the curb link. So the curb link style, I like the way they did the back of this because it sits on the neckline just right. Yeah, these are nice. And then you have your panther as well. Here's the panther link. How cool is this? So here's the head of the panther. Boop, 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 boop. You've got the hinge design. Hinge design opens up nice and wide. You're going to bring the link in. Let the panther release the bite down, and voila. Make sure the panther's teeth have both of the, the links go right in between both of those teeth, so you have a nice lock in place. And there is the panther. And you're going to push down on the head to release it. And for me, I like this design because I can actually wear it myself or put it on myself and not have to worry about anybody assisting. So you wrap it around your neckline. It sits perfectly. And now you have the perfect Bali legacy. Now these are on sale, as I mentioned. They're listed at $219.99. All three have that 25% coupon code you can apply. $164.99 is your new price. But yet you have 40 grams plus. Unbelievable. The dragon is 43.8 grams. The panther is 55.56 grams. And then the lion is going to be 56.9 grams. All three of them, same low price. $164.99. Tell me your son or your husband wouldn't love this. I mean, it has that really nice look. You've got some weight to it. Excuse me. It is a 20-inch style, so it wraps around nicely. And you don't have to worry about a lobster claw or a spring ring. The actual clasp itself is the head of the creature. It's the head of the creature. So this clamps on to the other side, and it is nice and secure. Sure. There you go. Lined up, good to go. Okay. So, I mean, Bali Legacy is on super sale today. Rare. And a lot of people are connected to, they have a connection or a love for certain animals. The panther, the dragon. Let me bring in the dragon head again. You've got the dragon. Okay, this is the head of the dragon. And then you have and if you want to take a closer look at the detail and the designs, go to the website. If you're on our live streams, you're going to hit the shop, on TikTok shop, you're going to hit that shop button up top and then look for the live streaming tab and open up the shop all button through our store. This is going to be the head of the lion, which is nicely done. Love that. All right, so free shipping and handling on these. Again, minimum of quite a bit of gram weight here. Minimum 43.8 grams, and that's the dragon. The panther is 55.56 grams, and your lion is 56.9 grams. Get a lot for the money. Coming up next, we're going to bring in I think we have a bracelet. Mm-hmm. All right. Get these out of the way. Bring in a Byzantine style bracelet for you. Now this one is a pretty big special. We have one of our exclusive Byzantines on sale for $99. This is one of our heavier bracelets we've done in the past. 11.8 grams in this design, which is incredible. Cannot believe we're able to do this when it's such a discounted price. $99 on sale, but you can also use the budget payment option, so you can spend less than that today in order to get this classic style bracelet home. Look at that. Lobster claw clasp on that. It comes in a 6.5 and a 7 1/4. Unfortunately, the 8-inch has sold out. With that discount, that takes you down to about $75. And then you have a 3-month payment plan on this one, $25 per month. And you have, 11.8 grams is pretty heavy. The 12.85 grams is what you get in the 7 1/4. The 8-inch is sold out. So this is going to be shop 13. Isn't that nice? Every single day of the week, you're going to be able to rock these Byzantines, these Bourbadors, anything Bali legacy, easy to wear. Super comfortable to wear too. And just a lot of beautiful detail that you really get to embrace. Woohoo! 11.8 grams minimum in that 6.5 inch, all the way up to 12.85 grams in the 7 1/4. You've got this big, big deal happening today. Discount, free shipping and handling. $75 out the door for a Bali Legacy Byzantine bracelet. Unisex too. Anybody and everybody can wear it depending on the length of their wrist. The 8-inch is officially sold out, but you have some more options too. When you buy a few of these, you get an extra discount. So make sure you are checking that option out. When you go to the website, all types of information will come up, and you'll have the chance to decide on whether or not, you want to get your hands on just one bracelet, or maybe you have a daughter that you're close to, a granddaughter you're close to, you want to get something special for. You can always get 2 of the same, which is nice. Next, and that is a 5-star rated. Anytime you want to see some of the reviews, you can always head to our website. I think that's one of the best ways to shop. Here we go. Well. We have a discounted piece. It's the Padian that I talked about. Remember I said that the Bourbador, the Tulang Naga, and the Padian are styles that come from the island of Bali. These different designs are specific and they match up well with other pieces. This is one that you can wear with any of our silver that we featured. Anything Bali Legacy goes. But sometimes you want to be really matchy-matchy. So the word that you would put in is P-A-D-I-A-N, Padian. That you'll get the same kind of texture and style that you see in the ring in chains as well as bracelets and, other link designs, even earrings. So if you wanted to get something that matches up, you can always do that. This one comes in sizes 5 through 8, 9, and 10 are sold out, but this one's on sale. This one's $29.99 with the 25% discount, taking you down to $22.49 for that. $22.49 for this beauty. Now remember, Couple things I want you to keep in mind. Anytime we have something available during the live stream, you get to use the Live 25 coupon code. Got to use it though in order to take advantage of it. And then also you have the budget payment options. Sometimes it can be 3 months, 2 months, 4 months, 5. I think the most I've seen is a 5-month payment plan. This one is 3 months. So with the discount, you're at $22.50 per month. $22.50 out the door, but per month, the 3-month payment, $7.50 per month. $7.50 per month on that. Wow. That is a deep, deep, deep discount. And hopefully you're taking advantage of those deep discounts. That's what that's what we make them available at. So we're hoping that you're like, you know what? $30 is a fantastic deal, but I'll take it for $24. So the listed price, $29.99 minus the 25%, $22.50. Of course, we have that 3-month payment plan, so that's $7.50 per month for the Padian. Woohoo! Our Bali is on sale. That's a solid piece too. You go ahead and get a flip, so you have the chance to see the back there. Measurement on the band, in case you're wondering, that's going to be about 1/4 inch wide from one end to the next. It's a nice size. Does have some depth to it too. It comes up and over, right? So it's not just the detail here on the front, comes over to the side a little bit, which is nice. We have 2 other styles. Can we click on those, see if the prices are the same or $10 more? What we got? So we have one that's Chulang Naga. That's going to be $49.99. That's 4.5 grams. And then we have the Barbador, which is $49.99. That's 4.09 grams. So what's the Padian gram weight real quick? 4.36 grams. So you're getting just as much, if not more, for the money, depending on the size, for less. So I'd go ahead and get that Bali Padian. That way you can get it on super, super, super sale. That's more than half off. I mean, that's about half off actually with the discount, right? Because the others are listed at $49.99. The discount is offered on the Padian style. That's on the website for $29.99, but we're also giving you the 25% discount, which takes you down to $24.50 out the door, which means from the other 2, you're getting a 50% discount. I get that one. All right, coming up next, we have the Padian Bangle. The Padian Bangle style bracelet is now up for grabs. And this is a nice one. I mean, not that everything isn't nice, but this is really good looking. Look at this. Never seen this. My first time seeing this style. Oh my goodness. I love when the design team does this. Okay. So when you look at it, bangle. Now, again, remember when I was talking about a bangle bracelet that doesn't have any hinge or opens up anyway? A lot of times we're at the mercy of the designer, so sometimes it's too big, sometimes you can't get it over your knuckle. I think for me, I do have a petite wrist. I'm able to slide it on and I'm good to go. But for some others, like, my mom, she needs a little more wiggle room. She's going to want the hinge design because it still fits her once she gets it on the wrist. But for some, some cases you got a little inflammation or whatever it is that goes on. Maybe the knuckles are larger than the actual wrist size, so to go over the knuckle, you can't quite do it. So you leave items behind, although it's going to fit you right. That's not the case with this style. This style is done with a hinge, opens up, lines up nicely, and then you have the hook. Okay, you have the 2 clips here, or excuse me, the 1 clip on the side that seals it up. It fastens the actual bracelet, secures the bracelet nicely, and look at the detail on the inside of that bracelet. That's a lot of silver. So the listed price is $139.99. I've got excellent news for all of you today. 25% off puts you at $104.99 for this, and you have 23 grams of silver. 23 grams of silver, ladies and gentlemen. What? I know I'm not the only one. So we have this goes, see the palladium? See the way it pairs up? See the detail? So every other place you have a nice polished finish. On the inside, something deep, something thick, something designer. And then you have your hinge here. Opens up. Once you get the clasp here, the closure, the little latch on the side off, you're able to open this up nicely, smoothly. Okay? It does line up to the other side, so there's like a little, it goes right into the hole. Sometimes if you don't put it on properly, it could sit like that. If you don't put it on properly, it could sit there. But I mean, the minute you bring the two ends together, it pretty much lines up. And then you bring that latch down for more security, and that's it. Voila. But you see that? Wraps around the wrist like so. Locks right in place. Bring it in, bring the latch in. Boom. Done. And this 6.5 inch, you have the 7 1/4, and you also have the 8 inch available in this style. $139.99, 5-star rated. Love this bangle. It's on sale for $104.99. $104.99. Got the earrings coming up. What do we have next? The earrings are coming up. Mm-hmm. These are also palladium. These are palladiums. Okay? So these pair up nicely with anything, actually, silver in your collection. These are on sale. These are $49.99. And these are the ones I've had on pretty much the entire show, minus the 25%. $37.50. See, that excites me. Because I'm a 925 sterling silver gal all day. I wear yellow gold as well. I wear rose gold. But my favorite throughout the years has been, silver. Free shipping on these. $37.49. There is a 3-month payment plan available. $12.50 per month if you're interested. Easy to put on, easy to take off. They have the saddleback design. So the saddles, you see the way it opens up like a little V? You put the post back in place. Boop, snaps right there. You're good to go. You've got all that detail. And look at the design. I love the shape of these. I love the size of them too. They're not too big. Just the right size for everyday use. And we're coming in at about 1.25 inches from top to bottom. So these are at about 1.25 inches from top to bottom. Nice size. 1.25 inches. But you've got all that detail work. They're also pretty lightweight, 7.71 grams between the both of them. So remember, anytime you see gram weight, you want to divide that by 2 if it's an earring design. So we're talking just under 4 grams each. About just over 3 grams a piece. You also have some different options here with the palladium. You have, let's click on the other ones too to see what types of price points we're working with. $69.99 for the 2 long naga. And the Barbador also $69.99. So the really cool thing about these designs that are available during the live stream is that you have the opportunity to take advantage of, in a lot of cases, in most cases, the most popular selling. And $69.99 is still a great value. But if you wanted the one that's at a deep discount, you're going to go with the palladium. Because the palladium is on sale for $49.99, plus you get the extra 25% off. So get the one that's on sale. Patiently wait for the others to go on sale. If you don't mind $69.99, I know I don't. I've paid way more money for silver at my favorite department store, unfortunately. Can't go back before my life here at Shop LC, of course. But, you have some options is what I wanted to make you aware of. Other designs that are available at a crazy low price, but the ones that we feature during the live stream shows are the ones that are discounted with the extra 25%, with the free shipping, and of course you get that 30-day money-back guarantee. I like this bracelet. That is a nice bracelet. All right, so we're down to the wire here. Just a few minutes left in the show. I've got 2 more items to get to. A beautiful bangle bracelet with the butterfly style design. I love this. Look how unique this is. Look at the way it opens up. See that? Widens the design out a little more so you can get it on properly. So once you get it opened up, gives you a little more wiggle room to put it on. You close it, you're done. How nice is that? Now this is one of our first Bali Legacy gold pieces. This is not 925 sterling silver. This is going to be 10K yellow gold. Solid 10K yellow gold. This one is 4.1 grams of 10K yellow gold, and it has that super unique mechanism that allows you to widen the design so that it's easy for you to put it on and it's easy for you to take off. This one is listed at $739.99 because keep in mind, it's all 10K yellow gold. The butterfly design, 2 of those. And you get the discount, of course, $739.99 minus the 25%. Boop, puts you at $554.99. And you get a 5-month payment plan with that. That's going to put you at $110.99. So $110.99 on a payment plan for a bangle bracelet that's going to last you a lifetime. It's got the unique hinge mechanism that allows you to open it up. The opening is to make it flexible so that you can put it on and take it off at your leisure. Once it's on, it stays in place on the wrist beautifully. But this is going to be our only gold piece in the show today of Bali Legacy. And I'll be completely honest, we do more silver than gold when it comes to Bali Legacy. I know we've probably considered expanding, but with the price of gold, just continuing to be higher and higher, we won't bring you anything that we can't give you the best price on. So we're going to keep the consistency with these top-notch quality silver pieces. When you see the gold show up, make sure you snag it. The last piece. It is dun, dun, the Dragon Men's Ring. Look at that dragon head. That is nice. That is so well made. The head of the dragon oxidized. We have several different styles and designs, different animals that you can purchase for the guys on our website. $99 today for 22.5 grams. Isn't that crazy? Crazy good. This gives you an opportunity to really take things to an entirely new level, people. So for him, it could be a son, it could be your grandson, it could be your husband, it could be your dad, it could be grandpa, it could be an uncle. Different styles. These start at size 9 and go all the way up to size 14 if you're interested. You see how three-dimensional, you see how much detail work there is. The higher it sits up, the more detail they can actually add to the design. And you have that. I mean, that dragon detail is beautifully done throughout. So this one is 5-star rated. We have other designs that are available other than the dragon head if you want to get your hands on it. But this one has a lot of gram weight on sale for $75. It is listed at $99.99. But with that 25% discount, it takes you down to $74.99. We'll round up $75. Solid. Check out the sizes and check out the other options we have for the guys, because you might find something that he'll connect with and something that you're like, oh my gosh, he'd love this. Make sure you're going on the website. In fact, if for whatever reason the live stream, you watched the show but you didn't necessarily grab anything, I always suggest going to our website. You can actually watch the live stream all over again. We give you 48 hours to lock in the price points and the price cuts that we offer during the live stream. So what we'll do is we'll have those videos running back. You can go back and watch them. Or more importantly, when you click on the video, you don't even have to watch the whole thing. The entire lineup is on the side. So you can decide on what you want. You can pull from that. You can load up your shopping cart in there, secure your purchases there. Don't forget to use the Live25 coupon code, and also any bundle deals that are available through the website. Check them out. If you have any questions whatsoever, our personal shopper team is on standby. We want to make sure that these shows are efficient, that we're able to offer you discounts that you haven't seen before, And we want you to come back for more. Hang out with us a bit so that you can kind of familiarize yourself with how it works here at Shop LC. Listen, I've got to wrap up the show. It is the top of the hour. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know some of you tune in, tune out, come back, leave, whatever. We appreciate you showing up. Make sure you lock in on these price cuts, though. They're so well worth it. It's been a pleasure. If you have an opportunity, I host tomorrow evening from 4 to 6, 8 to 11. We've got a Gold Smackdown event tomorrow I think you're going to want to take part in. And Tony Denise is going to be joining me from 8 to 11 p.m. Central Time for that. In the meantime, keep shopping, shine bright, and I'll see you next time. Take care. God bless. Mwah.